building had been empty for years. Nobody talked about it anymore. It was just another forgotten relic of a past time, swallowed by weeds and decay. I don't know what drew me to it tonight. Maybe curiosity, maybe boredom, maybe something else I don't want to think about. But here I am, standing at the threshold of the dark, musty entrance. The beam from my flashlight is weak, cutting only a small slice through the pitch black hallway. The air is stale, thick with dust and something else I can't place. Something rotten, something old. I've explored abandoned places before, but this one feels different. There's an oppressive heaviness here, a kind of weight pressing against my chest. It makes breathing feel wrong, too shallow, too tight. I pushed further inside. My boots echo on the cracked linoleum floor, the sound bouncing off the walls and coming back to me in distorted, hollow notes. The walls are peeling, revealing mold-blackened bricks beneath the layers of old paint. The whole place feels off, like it's been waiting for something. For me. The building is maze-like, with hallways that twist and turn at odd angles, stairwells that lead nowhere, and doors that open to nothing but empty rooms. I walk through it, feeling a pull deeper inside. The flashlight flickers occasionally, but I keep moving, compelled by something I can't quite explain. Then I find it. The stairwell. At first glance, it seems normal. Narrow, cramped, and spiraling downward into blackness. The kind of stairwell you'd see in any old building. But as I shine my light down, something strikes me as wrong. The beam, weak as it is, only penetrates to the next landing, and beyond that is nothing but darkness. My skin prickles, and I feel a sudden chill in the air. That's when I hear it. A sound from somewhere deep below. A child crying, soft, distant, echoing up the staircase. It's faint, but unmistakable. My breath catches in my throat, my mind immediately thinking of a lost kid, trapped somewhere down there, scared and alone. Hello? I call out, my voice coming out shaky, barely a whisper. There's no answer, just that same soft crying, like a looped recording playing over and over. It's too far away, too faint to make out clearly, but it tugs at something inside me. I can't just leave a child down there, not in this place. I start down the stairs, one slow, hesitant step after another. The wood groans beneath my weight, and the air gets colder with each descent. The crying remains the same. No louder, no closer, just there, like a distant beacon pulling me deeper. As I reach the next landing, I notice something on the wall. A single word scratched into the surface with something sharp. Stop. My stomach twists, a knot of unease tightening in my gut. I shine the flashlight over the scratch marks, tracing them with my eyes. The grooves are deep, jagged, as if whoever wrote it had been desperate. I pause for a moment, considering turning back, but then the crying comes again, and I can't just leave. I keep going. The next few flights of stairs are the same. Creaky wood, cold air, and that maddening, distant cry. But then I start noticing more. As I descend deeper, the walls become more marked. I pass another message, hastily scribbled with what looks like charcoal. Don't listen to it. It's not real. There's a smear of something dark and dried next to the writing. I tell myself it's not blood, but deep down, I'm not so sure. I swallow hard, my throat dry, but I keep moving. I try to focus on the child's voice, telling myself it's the only thing that matters. But as I go deeper, the air grows heavier, colder, and the sound of my own footsteps start to feel like someone else's. The hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and I have to fight the urge to look over my shoulder. I feel like something is behind me, watching, waiting. I pass another set of carvings on the wall, these ones more frantic, scratched over and over in a repeating pattern. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. The words overlapped, chaotic, desperate. I shine the flashlight on them, and my hand trembles. How long has this been here? I whisper to myself, even though I know no one's listening. The crying never stops, but it never changes either. It stays the same. Exactly the same. As if it's coming from a recording stuck on loop. I descend further, and the walls seem to press in on me, narrowing, suffocating. The cold has seeped into my bones now, chilling me from the inside out. Another message appears on the wall, smeared in what looks like grease or soot. Go back. It's watching. My heart races. I finally give in to the urge to look behind me. I swing the flashlight around, illuminating the stairs that I've already descended. For a moment, there's nothing. Just the empty stairwell stretching upwards. But then I see it. Something pale, hovering just outside the edge of the light. A face. It has no features, no eyes, no mouth, no nose. Just a blank, smooth surface where a face should be, suspended in the air, watching without watching. My breath catches in my throat, and I stumble backwards, almost tripping on the stairs. The flashlight flickers wildly, and by the time I steady it, the face is gone. I freeze. The only sound now is my own rapid breathing. The child's cry continues, but I no longer care about it. All I can think about is the face and the way it watched me without eyes. I take a step back up the stairs, but something stops me. A deep, sinking feeling that tells me if I turn back now, I'll never escape. I can feel it now. Something's behind me. A presence, cold and heavy, pressing against my back. I start moving again, faster this time. The steps come quicker, my feet almost tripping over each other as I descend, flight after flight. But the stairs never change. Every landing looks the same, every step identical. I try to count the number of steps between each landing, but it's always 12, no matter how far I go. It's like I'm stuck in some kind of twisted loop, descending forever, but never getting any closer to the bottom. And the crying, it's still there. Still the same distance away, no matter how far I go. I stop, panting, leaning against the wall to catch my breath. That's when I notice another message. This one scratched so deep into the stone that the wall is cracked around it. You'll never leave. I can feel my mind unraveling. Time has lost all meaning. I've been descending for what feels like hours, days maybe, but there's no end in sight. The walls are closing in, the air is so cold it burns my lungs with every breath. My hands shake as I shine the light around, desperately searching for some sign that I'm not completely lost. Then I see it again. The face. It's closer now, hovering just a few feet away, still featureless, still watching. I scream, turning and running down the stairs, my legs shaking, my heart pounding in my chest. The flashlight bounces in my hand and the beams cut through the dark. But it doesn't matter. I know it's behind me, following me, chasing me down the endless stairs. I don't know how much time passes, but eventually my legs give out, and I collapse onto the stairs, gasping for breath. I shine the light around, but the face is gone again. I'm alone, but the paranoia is worse now, gnawing at my sanity. I feel like I'm being hunted, like the walls themselves are alive, watching my every move. I look up and realize I passed another set of markings on the wall. These ones crude and scratched deeply into the stone. I saw the face. Now it's me. A chill runs down my spine. My heart pounds in my ears, and suddenly, I know what it means. I saw the face. Now it's going to become mine. I will be stuck here, just like whoever wrote those words, trapped in this endless stairwell, watched by the faceless horror that lives here. I stand, legs trembling, and start to descend again, knowing there's no escape. The child's voice calls out, as distant as ever, but now I understand. There is no child. There never was. The cry is just a lure, a trap, to draw me deeper into this nightmare. And it worked. The face will come for me sooner or later. It's just waiting, watching. And I can't stop. I'll keep walking down and down and down until it finally takes me.